Hey, welcome to my video. Just recently put out a video of making a traditional box pleated kilt in the Cameron of Iraq tartan. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so I've kind of been wanting to do this video for a while. My sister went to Scotland and purchased a bag of tartan scraps, and I've been going through and cataloging them. And by that I mean looking up what the name of the tartan is, and I sew on a little piece of paper with the name so that I know what it is. And also I have been reading this book called The Art of Kilt Making, and it talks about some really interesting things about tartan that I haven't really heard talked about very much. So I wanted to share it. First, a good approach to what tartan is that it's fabric where it's stripes that intersect at right angles. And according to this book, The Art of Kilt Making, for a long time there wasn't any regular, officially recognized patterns for clans and things. Like, I feel like there's a concept that people wore the tartan for the MacDonald clan for thousands of years or hundreds of years or whatever. But according to this book, it wasn't till 1739 that the first officially recognized tartan came about, which was the Black Watch tartan. So before that, they just wore, whatever looked good, but it would be stripes that intersect at 90 degrees. Another criteria for Scottish tartans now is that the pattern along the warp, which are the threads that run the long way, is the same as the pattern of the weft. So, which are the threads that run back and forth, sort of like if the fabric's on the loom, the weft is what gets woven back and forth. The warp, is what goes the long way. I don't know. Maybe that's right, but I don't know if I should have included that. Anyway, this tartan is Fraser Modern, and the pattern along the warp matches the pattern along the weft. So that is a criteria for most tartans. However, there's the exception of, in Wales, a company called the Welsh Tartan Centre decided to come up with tartans for Welsh names. And this is an example of the Williams tartan. And they registered these tartans, I think in the 90s, like 95 or something. And the difference is they are lines that intersect at 90-degree angles, but the pattern along the warp does not match the pattern along the weft. And so you can see here these yellow lines they intersect, but they don't make a square because the spacing between them isn't equal. And then here you can also see this thick black stripe that does not run on the weft. It doesn't run on the warp, it only runs on the weft. So the other thing that tends to make a tartan is that it's registered, and it's associated with a group or a clan or a family. There are tartans for Scottish clan names, of course, but also even ones for American heritage, German heritage, and even Chinese. There's a Chinese Scottish tartan. So I think it's anybody can design a tartan and submit it to be registered with the Tartan Authority in Scotland. And there's ones for there's a company called USA Kilts, and they design tartans according to a state seal. And so if you live in Colorado or Michigan, or I don't think they have every state done, but they have a few of them, and you can get a tartan for that state. I know there's one for Arizona. Anyway, hey, so this is me from the future. I'm editing this video, and it's getting kind of long. So I'm going to end up breaking it up into a few smaller videos. So I hope you enjoyed this first part. Stay tuned for the next part. I'm going to put it out in a few days rather than one video per week like I usually do. So please check that. Be sure to check the rest of the videos out. Thanks. It's a better view over here. Why is he a dog? I feel like he's gonna break his teeth.